Hey, what's going on, guys? I know you like when I'm working on real world projects and covering this in a video along the way. So, welcome to yet another episode of this format video. I'm going working on a green web scraping project for one of my clients, and this time we're scraping the Netherlands-based real estate property site from fundabusiness.nl. Just like we did all the time before, so we're gonna be simply first looking over all the postal codes available, and then through all the pages and through all the card listings. So let me just go step by step and explain what in particular we're supposed to be doing, and then we just create a new project and start reading some code. So the very first thing to consider here is this kind of sort of Wikipedia article covering postcodes in Netherlands. So first I thought that it would be a nice idea to simply kind of scrape this postal codes and use this within the scraper, but after I've realized that basically all the postal codes in Netherlands are literally numbers in range from 1000 to 999, so we can just simply kind of loop over this range, and that's kind of it basically. So no need in particular to scrape this kind of postal codes over in here basically, because we don't really need any area labels or things like that. We need just the bare postal codes. And I'm sorry for environmental sounds around, because workers are working actually on my land here, so it's not really that calm working atmosphere, but still I have nothing to do because I really kind of need to keep on working basically. So now let me consider some of the postal codes within the Netherlands, and also let me just provide a radius of 5 kilometers, because there is not really much there's no much data available, so I would be using the area radius as well, along with the postal code area. And first we would be scraping the offices, industrial units, retail spaces, and things like that. So literally commercial properties from fundabusiness.nl. So if I just click search here, this would generate the very first kind of the initial link, which represents the item of the links we're supposed to be crawling through. And note that here we have the prices like for both, but we just need to consider only sale, because this kind of project involves like commercial sale, commercial rent, residential sale, residential rent, properties being distinguished by this kind of pricings and by the offers basically. So what am I supposed to be doing next here? So first we will we'll generate really lots of lengths in this like format, so starting from 1000 and ending up with 9999 here. And then see, like over in here we have a range of pages available. So in this particular case we have 6 pages, so we will crawl through all of these pages, and finally we will be crawling through every single listing, like over in here, and we would be scraping really lots of data here, like title, description, and image URLs, all this features, all this data. And what's going to be different in this video compared to the previous ones where I did some real world projects as well. So I'm not going to be reusing the code that I've created, so I'm going to be writing everything literally from scratch. And actually, I would only reference the keys within the feature dictionary. So when it comes to actually data extraction here, so just to keep the key names exactly the same through all of the projects, through all of a project. And like all of a project already contains really lots of scraping real estate properties from different countries. So if you're interested in following this kind of like tutorial, please feel free actually of doing that. And the only thing I would like to mention before we start writing some code is actually, as far as this is the real world project, I can't really share the source code with you guys, so it won't be available in public, but obviously you can obtain a copy of this code if you would be basically typing it from screen. So that's the only way to obtain the code. So if you actually want to obtain the code for this project, please make sure to watch the entire video and type the code from screen. So this is kind of the approach I'm offering to you guys in order to learn the particular way, the particular format of a web scraping that I'm actually doing, yeah, and that's the way how I make money with web scraping. Okay, so now let me just go to the this is the private Git repository here. So I got all the scrapers for my client over in here, and I will just create a new folder. You know, at first I was creating actually the folders using the scrape start project, but then I realized that that's kind of unnecessary, and the way I'm doing this now, I'm just creating the bare folder and just providing the spiders, because every spider I create is a self-contained script, so no need to use all those fancy scrapey project files basically. And like my client prefers this sort of doing things, this way of doing things, and I prefer them as well basically. So now let me have, so I'll call this Fonda, because you know this side is kind of Fonda and business.nl, and there is also just the bare Fonda.nl containing the residential properties. So even though there are kind of two sides, still it's kind of the only project. And when I'm starting web scraping projects like this one, so as we deal with my clients, so I'm kicking started with commercial sale properties, so because that's the most sensitive data for my client. Okay, so I'll call this folder Fonda. Okay, Fonda like this, and here I'll create the very first scraper, and I call this file commercial sale .py. Okay, so now I'm opening this within the text editor, and I just want to open the terminal in the current working directory to make sure that I can run the scraper. So first, just like in my other videos, I would like to provide some header explaining what the script is doing in particular. So I say like script to scrape real estate properties data from the business.nl. Okay, and also, well, probably just, and also I want to specify that this in particular stands for commercial sale, commercial, let's say, properties for sale. So just to make it visually clear, like how it looks like. And as far as this is the production code, unfortunately I can't really allow myself write this by code monkey keying as I usually do in my videos, so I will just write by Max and course, which is my name actually. But yeah, obviously I like to print like by code monkey keying because it's more like represents my nature, but still nothing to do. So this is the production, so how to keep things solid in this like manner. Okay, so this is it, and now we need to import some packages. So I need to import Scrapey, then from scrapey.crawler I need to import crawler process to be able to run this script, to run this spider from within Python script. Also from scrapey.selector I would like to import selector like this. So this would be needed to debug the data extraction logic. Also I would like to import the URL lib, import to parse the string query parameters. Also, I need to import JSON to pretty print the data extraction. Data says to pretty print the data set will extract out of there. Also, I need to import datetime because the file name would contain the current date time, and that's probably the other thing that I would grab from my previous code, because yes, just don't remember those functions by heart, obviously. Okay, and now we need to provide the commercial sale property scraper class, and class I call this commercial sale like this. So here it would inherit from the scrapey.spider, which is the general purpose scrapey spider. Now we need to provide a scraper name, and the name would be equal, I call this just fund, and this is it. Okay, now sorry, some ant is crawling my screen. Okay, there are some downsides working outside, but you know, there are many benefits as well. Okay, so let's consider the base URL we're supposed to be crawling through. So the base URL, let me just try to find a decent base URL. So this is kind of it basically, so everything up to here, I guess. So we will then append this. So okay, are there any string query parameters? Basically I can't see much. So if we just go through, say, the next page, I'm just wondering, so what is gonna change there? Okay, so no string query parameters. This is just a concatenation to so this argument is just concatenating as it was just a URL location according to Dr. Pi. Yeah. Okay, so now let me just go back. So again, this was like page 2. Okay, so don't need this for a while. So let me grab this kind of part and copy, and just going back to the source code. So the base URL would be equal to this stuff. Okay, so no string query parameters. So what else to consider here? We need to provide some sort of a custom headers to mimic the browser with our scraper. Well, obviously this is not necessarily needed, but still. So I just want to provide the headers dictionary, and it would contain my, just invoke the terminal, invoke the developer tools, and just trying to update this page one more time. And I'm just trying to pick whatever request here, and just to grab the user agent from below here. So here we have our user agent. Okay, and the next thing to consider would be to provide some custom settings, and here I would like to say custom settings would be equal. So again, it's a Python dictionary, and this custom settings is a part of the scrapey spider we're inheriting from. Here I need to provide a couple of parameters. So the first one would be concurrent requests per domain. Okay, let's set this to 2 for a while, and also download delay. Okay, so this is it, kind of. Okay, and I will just comment this out because we're not crawling anything for a while, so usually I'm uncommenting this when sending the code to my client. Okay, also we'll need to keep track of current page counter. So I just create the current page variable here, and this would be equal to, well, I guess 0, because initially it won't be used. Okay, also we don't have any parameters to append to our URL, so I can drop that as well, I guess. Well, I'm not sure if this is kind of it, but well, it seems like. So before going on, I just want to provide quickly a main driver. So I say if name equals to main. Well, in this case we want to run our scraper, and I'm creating the process variable that would be the instance of the crawler process, and then I need to say process dot crawl, and I'm using this commercial cell class name as an argument, and eventually I need to say process dot start. So this is kind of it, and now we can already kind of test if it works. So let me just try to invoke this scraper by typing python 3 and commercial sale.buy. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so the scraper it has been initialized, which is nice. So now it's time to provide the initial crawler's entry point. So here I say crawler's entry point, and just like regarding the custom settings, here we have the let's say def start requests, and the start request is the standard method from scraper spider we inherited from again. So it would only take the self instance, and the very initial thing to consider here, we actually need to loop over the range. So loop over the range of postcodes. In previous projects, I did actually load the postcodes.json or txt or csv file that was available here along the way, because you know, like the postal codes were complicated and more complicated in different countries, in other countries. But here it's just a matter of, as I was already mentioned, it's just a matter of looping over the range of numbers from 1000s to 9999. Okay, so I can say for, let's call this postcode in range, and here we say from south end to, well, actually if I say like this, it would probably end up with this number. So probably I need to say it like this. So let's try to print our postcode to make sure that we loop over the entire range. Now we'll give us an error because we're not literally crawling anything, but just forget it. Yeah, and we ended up with the postal code 9999. Okay, so now we need to generate the link for our next postcode. So generate next postcode link. Okay, and also before that, just before I forgot, we also need to reset current page counter, and that's needed for, so when we will crawl through the postal code link and just start crawling the pagination, this counter would be increasing. So every time we paste a new postal code, we need to reset it. So I need just to say like self dot current page would be equal to 0, and this is kind of it. So I'm just wondering if I actually can, if over here, if I just say like page 0, is this gonna work? So is this gonna show me exactly the same page? Yeah. So just for clarity, I probably could have used this as well. Okay, so generating the next postcode list. So I just create the next postcode variable, and this would be equal to self.base URL plus, and so what's the base URL? So this kind of stuff. So then we need to append the postal code, right? And then this kind of stuff. Okay, so the kilometers, well, probably I could have created another setting so my client would be able to change this accordingly. Okay, so let me just grab into this entire stuff, copy, and here I can just say plus. So I guess we need to stringify the postcode here. So postcode plus, all of this stuff, and actually page number, so this would be like we need to stringify self dot current page like this. Okay, so it actually takes it's kind of too long string, so let me just put this to another level actually, so just to make the code more readable, and like this. Yeah, this is much better now. Okay, so now let me try to print next post code. Okay, so okay, this is it, right? Okay, and this kilometers, I would also like to stringify. Let's call this self dot area radius, and I will just create this setting here. So property, not like this. So postal code area radius like this, and I call this area radius would be equal to 5 by default. So here I say default 5 kilometers. Okay, so this is pretty nice already. And what is going on here? Oh, my wife's phone is calling. Okay, so plus area radius. Okay, so now let me just try to run this again, and hopefully I would get exactly the same link. I could have tried to test one of those. I have no idea whether there are some properties available or not, basically, so let's try to see that. There might not be anything, but hopefully. Okay, at least one, right? Land only. Yeah, so at least we got one. So I don't know, let me just try to consider some more links here. So copy and paste and go. What? Hold on a second, just it doesn't seem to work properly, I guess. Okay guys, hold on a sec. Okay, so it's pretty normal that some just wondering why he considers this to be such a weird. Okay, if I just get rid of still he considers this to be the query for some reason, while it's actually implemented as the URL location. Okay, so I will just try to some more links. Well, let's try, I don't know, I have no idea where exactly this is located in Netherlands. Okay, so I guess this might be, so many are not available, but you saw like some were actually available. So let me just see if there is the one I've been testing already. So this one, okay, so 1016. Okay, copy, and yeah, there would be also a pane that, okay, probably I would just start from this postal code just for the debugging purposes, to actually being able to scrape something. Okay, so let me try it on this one again. Okay, so here we got a nice results in return, and also it seems like pagination is available. Okay, so is the page number 6 is the final page here? Yeah, it seems like it's the final page. Okay, so in this case, just for the debugging purposes, I would like to start from postal code number 1016, and this is kind of it. And also I would like to break after crawl in the very first link, just to avoid torturing the site during the debugging process. So okay, here is our link. Perfect. Okay, so from now on we can actually crawl this link. So crawl next postcode link, and here we need to yield scrapey.request, and the URL would be equal to next postcode. Okay, and also I need to provide the headers that would be equal to self.headers, and also I need to provide the callback function that would be equal to self. I call this parse links. And just before we go, guys, before we follow up, I just want to reference my code, the code I've already created, just for once. Let's consider this one, and commercial rent, commercial sale. So I just want to have a look at at a couple of things here. So the first one is the file name. So before actually proceeding, I would like to say this within the start requests, right? Yeah, and also providing the count is essential. So so what are we doing over in here? So I just actually need to create the output folder. So output. So within this folder, we want to create a file called commercial rent, then using the current date time, convert it to this particular string format, and at the very end we're appending the JSON line extension there. Okay, so another thing to consider is actually we need to provide the postal codes count, which would be a kind of local variable. So postcodes count, and count would be equal to 0 here. After crawling, we need to increment current increment postcodes count. That's needed because that's needed just for the debugging purposes. So I can simply say count plus equals 1. Okay, and we also need to pass these guys within the meta container. So let me just have a look. So how I did this. So the postal code itself. Okay, so we can provide the postal code as well, and the file name and the count. Okay, so just I will close this just to not to crash something in that file. So I'm within the folder. Okay, perfect. So now also let me provide the meta container here. So we will pass the postcode, and this would be equal to this postcode. Okay, and also the file name, which would be equal to file name to this one. Okay, and eventually we need to provide the count, which stands for postal codes count, and the count variable as well. So now we are actually ready to provide the parse links method. So here I can say like parse links. So by saying parse links, I mean the links to every particular property listing. Okay, and also here within this method we would be handling the pagination as well. So first I would provide the crawling logic for this site, and then I will go for data extraction, because data extraction is the most exhausting part and the most obvious and the most important at the same time. So I'm creating the method called def parse links. Okay, it would take self instance followed by the response object like this. First we need to extract metadata out of the response. So we create the postcode variable that would be equal to response.get dot meta and postcode, and exactly the same for all the rest of the guys basically. So here we would have our file name, and we would be passing the file name even further on. So file name, and also the count, which stands for the postal codes count. So okay, count like this. Okay, and from now on we actually need to do two things. So the first stuff to crawl is actually trying to extract all the links for the property listings for the detailed URLs. So yeah, we're having a look at this postal code 1016. So let me just inspect the element. So first we need to loop over the property cards, and when we're done with that, we will also provide the pagination crawling logic. So here I can say like loop over property cards. Okay, and I can say for card in response.css, and now I need to provide some sort of a selector. So let's have a look. I'm just trying to extract the parent element. Search result main. Okay, search result main. So copy. I just want to check that out. How many of these guys available on the page source? So we just try to find some and paste. It's 8 results. Is this what is actually on the page? So let's have a look. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Only 8 results per page. Well, this is a bit weird, but yeah, only 8 results per page. Okay, so if this is like so, I don't mind. So this means that we can actually make use of this guy. So here we're looking for div with the class equals to search result main, and let's just try to print a string to make sure that it would be printed exactly 8 times. Now we finally stopped getting that nasty error, but we got another one. Okay, sorry, what is this? HTML response object has no attribute get. Oh, I'm sorry, response meta dot get. Sorry guys, just misplaced this, guys. Obviously dot get like this. Okay, so now we got, okay, something wrong still. Get expected at least 1 argument's got 0. Okay, so I want to see the word card printed 8 times. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Well, actually even more. Well, probably, yeah, this results just fooled me at some point. Okay, this is even better. So maybe there are some hidden results or something, I don't know. Okay, so now for every card I would like to find the particular details URL. So data object URL tracking result list. Well, just to make sure we don't miss anything, I can just copy this parameter name, and let's try to print. So listing URL would be equal to card.css and a tag, and the attribute name is called like this, and result list is the value for this attribute, and we're trying to extract the attribute of href like this, and we need to get one. Okay, and let's try to print the listing URL at the moment to make sure we got it actually. Okay, so none. Well, this is not good. Okay, Okay, what if I just completely get rid of this attribute specification? I'm just wondering, is there gonna be something actually? Yeah, for some reason, or we don't. Oh, what have I done? No, hold on a sec. So hold on a sec, guys. I have no idea why I can't see literally any why I can't actually see. So don't I get this kind of stuff here? Just wondering. Did I break something here? This is really strange, to be honest. So it stopped working for some reason. So div class search result main. Are we actually getting the parse links? Let me just try to figure that out. So, oh my god, I got seems like I'm getting banned here. Okay guys, I just realized what was the reason there. So I was just simply getting banned. I'm just wondering if I wait slightly a bit and okay, let me just try to use the scrapey shell to make request once and then extract all the needed data. I can hardly believe this would help now, especially without it providing a user agent, but still. Okay, if not, I wouldn't need to. Okay, yeah, seems like getting completely banned. Well, so one of the options I could have considered, I could just switch my internet from to mobile internet to shift my IP. I could have made use of an IP address as well. Yeah, the biggest problem is that my client would actually encounter this sort of an issue, and I could have also made use of crawler API. I also could have tried to debug this within my experimental Python development environment I've created once that runs from Heroku. So okay, and if I just go to a somewhat a different link, is this gonna be the same? Yeah. So probably just getting banned by the IP. Okay guys, nothing to be done here, so I would now try to make use of the crawler API bin to print the list in URL actually. Save and run again. Okay. But it doesn't extract literally anything for some reason. Okay. So now let's try to get rid of, as I already tried, just try the very first URL available there. Okay, so this seems to be like okay, and you know, like as far as I'm not banned in the browser, so probably just setting up the proper headers would also could make a trick, but I'm not gonna be doing this just right now because I obviously need to create the entire scraper. So I would be crafting this after actually. So seems like the very first initial URL works perfectly well, and let me have a look at, so let's consider, so hold on, this one, and if I use this listing, let's have a look. So it seems like exactly the same, right? So this and Cantor Amsterdam object 415278. Yeah, so this is kind of it. Now we can crawl recursively through this kind of links to actually extract the particular property details. And obviously, so I'm not going to be torturing this crawler API as well. I would be just I would just want to scrape the response HTML, and then I would be working locally. So, but probably before that, so here would be the placeholder for crawl listing URL, and I will leave it just blank for a while. So another thing to consider is actually to handle pagination within each postcode URL. So here I would like to enclose the entire stuff within the try except statement. So except here, and so actually I want to print the exceptions if any. Just I will mute this later on because my client don't really want this. So, but just for the debugging period, I would like to provide some error print in here. So accept exception as E, and actually let's see what we got. So we need so first we need actually to provide another try except. So here let's say like pagination error, and here exception as E print, and here I would like to provide the total pages error and E as well. So here we need to extract the number of total pages. Extract total pages, and the total pages would be equal to. Now let's try to find the proper selector for those. So here is the pagination. So we're looking for div class pagination pages, and then all the A tags from there. So copy this one. So response.css div class pagination pages, and then just to keep the code readable, so total pages equals. So I could have actually used plus equals, and hold on a sec, I could have also used plus equals over here. Why didn't I do this actually? Save, okay, and yeah, so total pages plus equals so it's like again total pages dot CSS. I'm wondering if this sort of a syntax should work. So let's try to find the A tag and the are we looking for the attribute? Well, we can actually, so we also do have the links that we could have actually crawled through. This is interesting. But do we have, okay, there is a span inside. Okay, but still we can just try to get those recursively. I'm just thinking like maybe this. No, I will go the way I used to go. So let's simply try to extract all the text recursively, and get the first element basically. And let's try to print total pages, and I just want to see what we got there in return. So total pages. Okay, yeah, so this syntax sucks, unfortunately, so, but still this kind of works, right? Okay. This is strange, so why can't I actually extract that? So let's have a look at the source code. So okay, search results main. No, not this. I'm looking for pagination pages. Copy. Paste. Maybe could have used this one, a relative next, just without providing that complicated logic, I'm wondering. No, I want to handle the entire range, so relative next. This is a bit strange, you know, like this should work actually, I guess. So search, no, not in here. So pagination pages, is this div? Is this a class attribute? So div class, yeah. So what's kind of wrong there? Then we're looking for an A tag, and trying to extract the text. Oh, I should have used get all here, and yeah, okay. I should have used the get all, okay, because there is lots of information, so we'll need to filter this along the way. So now we need to remove the bunch of stuff here. So I would say like total pages equal, I'll use the list comprehension technique. So page for page in total pages, and here what am I supposed to be doing here? So I want to replace, so let me just verify this slightly a bit. So page dot replace, and what we got here, so carriage return followed by the new line, and also trying to strip this, and also we need to try to okay, maybe I just can say like if all this stuff and is digit. So I'm just trying to distinguish between the digits represented the page names and yeah, the page word itself. So let's try to see what we got here, and if it works we'll also convert that to name total page is not defined. Okay, total pages. Yeah, it's pretty nicely to work with Crawler API because it really allows you to work instead of struggling to get a response. It's really nice stuff here. Probably the proxy is providing some sort of a delay here. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but nothing to be done actually. Replace takes 2 arguments. Oh my god. Yeah, replace with nothing. Okay, this takes 1 as well. Okay, now we finally got our pagination as a list, and so in this case we also want to make these guys integers, right? And now we can actually use the max standard Python built-in function to take the biggest element. So now total pages would be equal to 6 actually. So first we did convert this from strings to integers, and then we pick up the biggest integer within the list. So let's have a look. So total pages should be equal 6 at the moment. Okay, perfect. So now we got it. Okay, so as far as we got our total pages, so if all this stuff kind of works, so in this case so okay, one more thing. So on the exception, the total pages would be equal to 1 because that's literally the only page to crawl actually. And also we need to increment the number of we need to increment the current page. So in this case, if the total pages is equal to 1, then we're not going anywhere else. So, well, let me think. It's quite complicated. Okay, so I'm just looking for a better place of putting the increment for the current page counter here. So let's put it here first. So increment current page counter. So self dot current page plus equals 1. Okay, so the next steps would be, so I hope we don't need these exceptions anymore, unless I did something wrong over in here. So if we fail the entire pagination crawling, I would like to set the self dot current page equals to 0, which is the default value. Okay, maybe it's not needed, but just to make sure it's been reset as well. So what else? So here we did increment this. And if we just fail, so we did increment this. Well, if we fail over here, so it's this line has not been encountered, right? But if this total page is just fine, so it may be 1 as well. Well, I'm not sure, but probably if there is the only page. So maybe this part even not needed at all, but still. So, but if we got the total pages equals to 1, So, well, okay, I will just leave this as is for a while, and we'll see what we would be getting in particular. So, as far as we did actually extract our total pages and the current page being incremented, so here I'm wondering, so well, in any case, or this might be put even here, so print debug info. So I just want to print the postcode information, so postcode and the whatever postcode we encounter that would be taken from here, from the media container. So current postcode, and then we need to provide the count out of, and now we need to provide the total number of postal codes. So in order to obtain that, let me just quickly calculate. So 9999 minus 1000. Is this the number? Okay, just so we got the 1000 and plus 8999. Well, I guess this is it, kinda. Okay, so, well, at least it doesn't matter really that much, so so the postcode, right, and then count, and then this number, so total postcodes number. Okay, so this would be happening every next page, and also over in here we need to create a next page. We need to generate the next page URL. So URL, well, actually this is needed only in case if the current page is, well, just forget this for a while. Let's just generate the next page URL first. So next page would be equal to, and now we need to create this just like we did over in here. So self base URL plus the postal code, and then it would be plus equals all of this stuff. Okay. Oh, what have I done? Copy. Next page. So still like for sale, and area radius is still the same. This stuff is the same, and yeah, and literally the current page as well. So now I want to print our next page and the next page over in here. So just to make sure that the counter is working correctly. So sometimes it fails actually. So I just want to make sure that the counter is working correctly, really. Next page and the total pages. So I just want to try to run this one more time. So now the next page should be page 2. Okay, page 2 is the next page. So let's try to check this out if this is generated actually correctly as well. So just paste this in. Okay. Hold on a sec. Page 3 maybe. Hey, hold on a sec. Is this is all the same pages? This is weird. I mean, really. So let's see what's the difference. So what's gonna run here? So regardless of the page I'm providing, it gives literally the same results. Oh, P2, not page 2, but P2. But where did I take this page from? I'm really wondering. P2, P3. And strange way this did work actually. P0. Well, let's try to get rid of this entirely because we don't need a page over there now. Oh, it's not here, sorry. So save, and yeah, let's try to get rid of this right over in here. Okay. So P2. Okay, let's try this one more time. Where did I take this PG from? I have no idea. Paste. Okay, now the data seems to be different. We're on page number 2. Okay, well, I hope this would work now just fine. So, and we need to go up to page number 6. So this means that I can actually say right over in here. So check the current check if current page is within the legal page range. That's what we're supposed to check here. So I just want to say if self.current page is less equals than total pages, right? Then in this case we actually need to crawl next page, and also generating the next page is better to be done just within this condition, because we don't need to generate this if the current page is more is like more than total pages, so no need for that. So if it just if we've exhausted the page range, no need to lose time for this sort of stuff here. So, and in order to crawl the next page, we can simply say like response dot follow, and the URL would be equal to next page, and the headers would be equal self dot headers, and don't forget to provide the media container here, because you need to use this recursively all along the way. So parse links always takes postcode, file name, and count, so just bear that in mind, obviously. Okay, and now here in particular, the callback function will be exactly the same self.parseLinks. That's why it's called that. We are crawling the pagination recursively. So parse links over in here. Okay, I hope this should work. And now we will try to loop over all the 6 pages in particular. So, and also before making this request, I also want to print some debug information as well. Print debug information. So I would like to print page and the page number out of and the total pages. Okay. So here I would like to say like self dot current page total pages. Okay. I could even make this like more tight in this like manner. Okay, save. So I hold my breath and try to crawl the pagination within the given okay, scrolling to page 2 of 6, which is good. And why did he stop there then? This is very strange. Callback self parse links. Okay, so here the page is already was already equal to kind of the page number 2, so the current page has been increased. This is so strange. Okay, I just want to print this. For a while I will take it away from here and try to print this over in here, so to make sure if the condition is working actually. Yeah, I'm really wondering why this doesn't kind of work that nicely. Okay guys, no idea to be honest. So I just saw one minor bug, so we need to initialize the count equals to 1 instead of equals to 0, but that's not about this pagination actually. So well, I guess, well, this is very strange, like, so we don't seem to have any errors, so don't seem to have any errors, right? I have no idea. So it's literally the same. It just prints the page number 2 and hold on a sec. It seems I know what's gonna run here. If I just try to put this increment in the page within the initial part, and current page would be equal to 1 here. Okay, let's try it now. I have no idea so what's wrong here? Why it stops at the page number 2? Oh my god, how can I track this? How can I track this? Okay, I just want to track how many times the parse links fired, so and what else? So I just want to print the next page again, so strange what's going wrong there. Oh, just okay, so parse links fired once. Here it is. Okay, print is not defined. Again, I just want to trace back here. So parse links is fired the initial time, so the first time. Okay, print in the postcode, print in the next page to crawl. So this is page number 2. Okay. So let's check this page again. So is this crawlable actually? I hope it is. Yeah, it seems like. So he prints that page 2 of 6 and then he crawls the page, this one, and well, doesn't matter. But then after, he doesn't seem to parse links. I've no idea why he doesn't actually fire this callback. This is so weird. I can see no exceptions as well. Hold on guys, I just want to make one minor change here as well. So why did I put this? So we need just to try and accept pagination. So we need just to try accept the total pages extractor here, and I'm not sure if this self current page. Okay, let me just try to put this back. You know, like, that's the reason why I actually always copy pasted this part, because you know, like, trying to write this from scratch every time could have led to numerous bugs actually. But understanding of what in particular you're doing is always is obviously essential, because especially when you're making a video. So I'm just trying to realize what's gonna run within this code. Total pages. Okay, and now this part should be in this level, right? So still the same result. This is so weird. No ideas, to be honest. It should work. Okay, so let me just try to reference the code I've created before, just to check this pagination crawling logic. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't remember really. So let me have a look at this over in here. So handle pagination. Okay, so the self current page should be incremented whenever should be incremented anyway, like in here. Then the total pages. Okay, let's keep it. So okay, and what we got next? So trying to extract the total page number. Perfect. So if it fails, we just set up the total pages equals to 1 and the self current page equals to 1. Well, maybe I need to say self dot current page equals to 1 as well, to 1 like this. Just trying to get rid of this exceptions being explicitly done here. So okay, let's compare further on. So we got a total pages, then create next page link. Okay, so well, but obviously creating the next page could have been done within here. So, or does it matter actually? maybe this condition would help. So if current page is more than total pages, more equals, let's say more. I don't like this trial and error method, but unfortunately I have no idea why exactly this is happening, so okay guys, I'm so sorry, I just forgot to say yield here. That's the reason actually this request wasn't ever done basically, so I really hope now this should work perfectly well. So let's try to consider it running again. So probably won't even need this elif exception here, so I hope to start crawling through all the 6 links at the moment, so take some time because of the proxies, I guess. So yeah, just forgot this yield. My god, how could I do that? Okay, so I'm just thinking maybe still it's better to place this increment in this total pages with an over in here, but I'm not sure. So actually this time I'm resetting them just twice, and I could have made it only once, I guess. Okay, so we're crawling through all the 6 pages at the moment, and this is just perfect. So we did crawl through page 6 of 6, and the next page was generated and was crawled actually successfully. Perfect. So, well, I could have actually leave this literally as is. I'm just thinking, how can I? So if this is self-current page, could it be more than total pages ever? So I just don't wanna provide the code that is not necessarily needed. So let's try to pass over in here and actually put this over in here, and yeah. So this is kind of more right way of doing things, I guess. So I don't want to print the next page anymore, so only the bare debugging information here and the postal codes. Yeah, so let's consider this one more time. So okay, going for page 2, page 3, okay. The initial page was crawled as well. Okay, so the very last one, perfect. Okay, and I would also try to get rid of this break statement just for a while to make sure if it will start from the page number 1 when it goes to the next postal code. So okay, yeah, it seems like so. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, this page is getting less, so 10125. Okay, different postal codes. Okay, so it seems like the pagination crawling logic works perfectly well, and this is it regarding the pagination crawling here. So what does that mean actually? That means that we're done with crawling the pagination, so now we can go to the very gist, thanks to Dr. Pi for adjusting my pronunciation and fixing this pronunciation error. I was using the word gist. It's wrong. You have to say gist. So now we will go to the very gist of this web scraper in particular. So we need to crawl through all the listing URL to extract the data set we need actually. So here I need to yield, never forget this magic word response dot follow, and here we need to say like the URL would be equal to listing URL, okay, and the headers would be equal to self dot headers, and media container. So what in particular do we need within the media container? Only the file name basically. So I just provide the file name, and it would be equal to the file name like this. So we don't need either the postcode or count, or hold on a sec, we don't need the postcode just to print this. Yeah, we do need this. So actually we just don't need a count anymore. So I could have say like the postcode and postcode here, okay, and the callback function this time, this would be self dot parse parse listing, yeah. Parse listing, okay. So parse listing just to extract the data from the particular property listings there. So now we also need actually to define this parse listing, and okay, so parse property listing here, and I'm creating the method called def parse listing, which would be the callback method for this kind of request when we're crawling through. Okay, where is this? When we're crawling through the URL listings over in here. So every time we hit, we go recursively to say, let me just try to pick up the particular one actually. So when we kind of pick up this one, then we also need to fire the callback function to handle this sort of data, to parse it and to store the entire stuff. So that's what the parse listing method is needed for. It would take the self instance as always, followed by the response object. So this is kind of it. And first we need to extract the metadata. So this time we need only the postcode, that would be equal response dot meta dot get and postcode, and literally the same for file name. Okay, file name over in here. Okay, so I would also probably comment this out because I'm supposed to be working with a local HTML file. So first I actually need to store that. So I will just go this like way for a while. And also, so how many break statements? So breaking after the very first postal code, and also I want to break after crawling the first URL break, and also I don't want to go for this pagination at the moment. I will enable this later on, so just go to the very initial URL listing, and that's kinda it. So now I won't be commenting what am I supposed to be doing next, because I would get rid of this lines in the production. Just for the debugging purposes I need to say with open, and I call the file res.html, and I want to write the file stream as file, and simply say f.write response.text, and just try to run this scraper one more time, and hopefully hopefully I would get a res.html file just right over in here. So the very last thing to check the route is actually the particular URL that has been crawled at the very end. Yeah, this is it. So 4. Yeah, so this one URL has been crawled basically. So now we're supposed to be extracting data from out of this page. This is gonna take time, but this is the very gist of web scraping. So that's gonna keep on going here. So we don't need this lines anymore. Instead, we need to say to just create a content variable that would be the empty string, and I just simply say with open res.html. So I'm loading this res.html I'm loading the HTML response from the local file. So I want to read bytes as file and for line in app.read. I just want to populate the content by line, and now I want to fake the response object. So I'm creating the response object that would be equal to the selector and text equals to content, and from now on I can stop torturing this site, even though I'm using the crawler API at the moment. I just comment out all this creation of the scraper, of the process that invokes the scraper itself, and I would simply say commercial sale dot parse listen and commercial sale instance to match this self argument, and also I'm gonna fake the response object. Guys, I'm really sorry for this environmental sounds. Yeah, just the guys are working over there. Feels like they're hitting my head with the damn hammer, but I can do nothing. Fortunately, they don't understand English, so yeah, they don't even know what I'm talking about now. Okay, so you know, like, what am I supposed to do now? So if I just try to, okay, so before proceeding, I just want to print the response, and I should have get this scrapey selector object in return. Yeah, this is it, perfect. So okay, so from now on we can provide our data extraction logic basically. So I guess here just can find the property features, and the features variable would be the type of Python dictionary, and let me just reference the key names for the features. So I just grabbed this, guys. I'm not gonna be making use of this urine working with a local copy because it doesn't have the response object in particular being available there. So response URL postcode. Okay, so yeah, so these guys would be debugged when I work with a real response, and just for now on, let's go step by step here. So the title. So let's try to extract our title, and also I want to bring the features in return. So I say JSON dumps and the features like this, followed by indentation equals 2 spaces to pre-bring the features. And now let me just try to make it again. I'm just wondering, why is this so little now? Because probably too many shit is open. Okay, so oh my god, where is my terminal? Okay, so no need to print the selector anymore, and here we go. So let's try to find a title. So this seems to be the address, right? Is this the address actually? It seems like. Okay, let me just duplicate this. I just want to see if the title is available somewhere, but so just industrial unit. Okay, and this is the address, so no title. Office building industrial unit, investment. Okay, so this should be the title, like office building. Okay, so where do I so okay, this is the entire address. Can I see the office building on this page somewhere? Main use, office building. Well, it's not the place to extract this from. So maybe even I could have extracted the title from this card listings and pass this using the meta at some point. Yeah, I guess this could have been a nice thing. So yeah, okay, I would have probably go that way. So let's leave the title blank for a while and let's go for the next. Okay, address. Let's try to extract the address. So the address would be, so I will definitely go back here, but just when I get done with this stuff. So the address is this part, so I need also the street address and the postal code, all the available stuff. So object header container h1 copy. I'm wondering if this is available with the source code to make sure it's actually scrapable. So it seems like, so h1 class, so let's consider response.css. We're looking for a h1 tag with a class equals to this stuff, and I want to get all the elements available, and we're looking for all the text recursively. Okay, so let's have a look. Perfect. And now I just want to strip, so I need to get rid of this guys, so let's use the list comprehension technique here. So I can simply say okay, I'll call this text for text dot get dot replace the new line with a nothing and strip for text in this list if this stuff is not equal to a new line. This should work. Let's check that out. Okay, and so does this. Okay, so instead I would like to say list and filler the non-elements. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now we got this, and also I want to join this by what? By comma followed by the empty space. So join, and this is it. Okay. Okay, now we got this nice prefied address line. Perfect. Okay, so let's move on. What else? What's the next part to consider? So the price. And my client likes when I'm extracting the entire price data. I just can't see price. To be honest, I can see it at all here. Where is the price? Come on. This is a bit weird. So you want to say like the price is not available other than but somewhere else but in the features. Price on request. And what do we have here? Price on request. So so the overall price I would be kind of forwarding from this page as well. So I would leave this price blank as well for now. So okay, this is slightly weird, but still. Okay, availability kind of, so here comes some specific to this particular scraper data, so we don't need that really. So let's have a look if we have some agent information available. It's not the #1 priority, but still, let's see if we actually have some agency information available. Full description. I can't see any agent information, to be honest. So energy surroundings. Okay. Well, so maybe we got some agent information here. Is this the agent? Open link. Yeah, it seems like the agent. So we would have extracted an agent from this page as well. And also I believe that the floor area is about to be taken from here. So we will make use of all of this data eventually, I guess. Yeah, this seems to be reasonable, because all this is needed. All the other sites, real estate property sites I've been scraping did contain this data duplicated within the property listing, but here for some reason they don't provide it, because I don't know, probably they don't consider this necessarily needed. So okay, English below, but it's not English. Okay, doesn't matter really that much. So I would have kind of agent name and agent link. No agent address and phone is available, but that's not a big deal, so let's skip this guys for a while as well. And yeah, so the very main information is those descriptions and all the stuff like that. So I just want to find, so key features, full description, and coordinates, floor plan. Okay, so let's start with a full description. Is full description coming first? Yeah. Okay, so from now on I guess we don't need this anymore, so we can simply say like full description, and let's try to inspect this element to see if we can extract data out of it. Object description, body, and this all stuff, surface area, so everything up to the features. Object description, body, yeah, seems like. So response dot css, and was it a div? Yeah, div class equals object description body, and actually I want to try to extract all the text recursively from whatever child elements appear in there, and get all, and this time I would probably leave this as a list. Okay, layout, yeah, this is nice, this is really nice. So yeah, we could have I could have stripped every element and filter the non-elements as well, so let's consider that. So I can say like text dot get dot replace the new line by nothing, and strip and list filler none. Okay. Okay. So what's gonna run here? Line 196. Oh, sorry, no need for this get all anymore. Okay. Oh, for text in and the list. Yeah, sure. Yeah, now it's much better, so we get only the gist essence here without those unnecessary empty spaces, new lines, etc. So yeah, I like this now. So now let's go for extracting the key features actually. So the key features, and now so the interesting part begins basically, because here we would be using an interesting technique, but on the other hand, so key features, so probably I would consider these guys as the key features, or maybe, well, we could have actually, oh, we got the area, by the way. Yeah, it's nice that we got the area. So I just need to take a decision whether I would be extracting the entire data or just divide them by this like categories. Okay guys, so I decided to distinguish between these features, and I would consider these guys as the key features and all the rest as some different. But I just want to make sure that the feature names would be the same as I got somewhere at least. So let me just reference another scraper. I don't know, maybe what happened would be a nice choice. So yeah, like building fabric would stand for this construction here, and this would be the floor area. Okay, so let's pick up the very first one. So I want to inspect this element. So all these features would be actually extracted outside these features. These key features here, I just want to make it a type of list, and here I would say, because they are all dynamic and not all might be available, so I just want to say extract features, and yeah, now let me remember the patterns I've been following through. Okay, so the way to distinguish these guys, so if we were making use, or hold on a sec, maybe we can even reference them by classes. Okay, just see if the class is different. So class object blah, blah, list, and is this one the different? I'm just wondering this deal. No, so these guys are all about the same. So if we just try to use this DL and this class, and we'll get the selectors for literally all available entries here, and it's not what we want to achieve. So we would be making use of what is known as the next sublin of the current element. So we would be first searching for this kind of H3 class, and then take the DL that goes next to this one. So in order to do that, so I will be reusing this code. So I will use the key features variable name probably. Okay, so let's say this features selector, and it would be equal to response.css. Now we're looking for H3 tag, and the class name, I guess, yeah, and the class would be equal to this stuff. And now this plus, which stands for the next sublin, and we want the DL class, so copy. We want the DL and class equals to this kind of stuff. Okay, it would be also, well, the selector is kind of too long, so, well, okay, I hope you forgive me this like long line, guys. So and also I don't want to print the entire data set. I just want to print feature selector and actually get all, I guess, or get. So this should return me the HTML in return. So let me just close all unnecessary things. Response is not defined. Response Okay, so let's have a look. So asking price, listed, available, ownership. Okay, perfect. So we just extract this until over in here. So now we need to provide a data type of actually Python dictionary. So this would be considered as the key, and this as the value respectively. So okay, extract feature selectors. So now we need to extract feature keys, and this time so feature keys would be equal to feature selector dot I want to. So hold on a sec. This is the selector, right? So I can use the CSS here. So dot CSS, and we are looking for all the DT tags for the keys and text. I'm not sure if I need to do this recursively or not, so let's see. And let's print the feature keys. Okay, I guess get all, right? So eventually this would be a list. Okay, asking price, listed since. Hold on a sec. So this is not exact, so it just goes through literally all of those. Okay, so in this case we will go slightly different way. So not like this. So I would say I will create a nested selector. So selector, and the text would be equal to feature selector dot get. Okay, so this HTML source, and here dot CSS and all the DT tags and the text and get all. So let's try this kind of thing here. Okay, so everything up to the owner situation. Perfect. So now we did extract only this one. So first we did convert all this stuff into the HTML string, and then we parsed this recursively using the script selector constructor, and then we were looking only within this kind of piece of HTML code. Okay, perfect. So these are the keys, and now we need to extract feature values. Okay, so feature values would be almost the same, but okay, feature values. Okay, actually feature values is just fine. So here we'll use the DD tag instead, and let's have a look at this guy. So price on request. Okay, so I'm now wondering regarding the so if I just get rid of this, okay, let me just print the length of feature vals themselves, and the length of feature keys. So they should be the same length basically. So this one is 6 and this one, so feature vals are 6 and feature keys are 5. So if we just get rid of this guy, this should have just worked. So as far as this is the type of list, I can simply say like val for val in this stuff, and just replace the new line element with nothing, and also strip it, and let's say like list filler none, and so let's have a look. Okay, now they both are 5. Okay, and now let's combine them. So combine keys and values into a dictionary. So, well, I will call this key features. Key features would be equal to, so hold on a sec, actually first I need to create the key features variable here. So extract features. Okay, so key features, and yeah, I guess this would be different. So here I can say like for index in range from 0 to the length of values of feature vals, to make sure actually, so just limit the dictionary with the values, because it would work more properly. Okay, so then now we need to say key features in and the key would be feature keys indexed by the index would be equal to feature vals indexed by the index. And let me print the JSON dumps key features and indentation equals to 2 spaces. Okay, let's have a look. Features vals, feature vals. Okay. Oh, it's not like key features, but features vals, like this. Feature vals in single. Okay, so now we got the asking price, price and request, list is since 6+ month, status available, acceptance available in consultation, ownership, and all this stuff. So literally the same what we got over in here. Perfect. And now we need to do literally the same with all the all the other areas here. So just before doing this, I want to try accept every single part here. So here we need so this is the key features, extraction, save, and just accept and pass. Okay, so now we need to do literally the same but for the next stuff here, and the next stuff would be build-in fabric, I guess. Yeah, so that's what is known as build-in fabric over in here. Okay, so so build-in fabric extraction. So I call this, well, actually we can still we can leave this key features, just distinguish between like, so yeah, we can just leave this literally. So the only thing to change, so and even if I bring this key features, okay, so I also did forget to initialize just actually store key features. So I say features key features would be equal. and I want to list this because just that's my client requisite, nothing much. So, and the key features like this. Okay, so now let me just print the features, the entire features, to make sure that it works. So key features, this guy's available. Okay, perfect. And now let's go for the built-in fabrics. So just in order to, regarding the built-in fabrics, this would be literally the same, but I just only need to change this H3 class selector. So instead, within the built-in fabric, I would make use of, hold on a sec, can't be that. You kidding me, man? Come on, don't tell me. Please don't tell me that they are the same. This can't be truth. Oh man. Are they really the same? My next sibling theory sucks in this case. Okay. I just thought this class would be different at some point. Well, then probably only using indexing is the only option there. So just to hope that the well, but the order might be different actually, which is a pain, obviously. Okay, so is there really nothing to consider? Maybe I just can reference the particular text somehow. Okay. Well, okay guys, I've just searched within the script documentation, but I didn't really find how to reference a particular element by the text. So I will try to go for even more weird trick here, but still. So I will try to find the particular H3 selector containing the text I need using the list comprehension. Then I will try to extract the selector, I don't know, ID or something. So we'll make use of that in order to find the next sublin. So I'm not sure how exactly this works. Or hold on a sec, maybe I can hold on a sec, guys. Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Why not so this selector should return a list, I guess. Or okay, feature selector gets the very first element. So yeah, if I just let me show what am I talking about. So here we got our main information, but if here I say get all and use the second element, this would be the construction, right? And this would be what's going on there further on, error, right? So now actually it just seems like I've just invented a way of doing this. So if I just use a list comprehension here to get the proper selector, so I would always be using this get, but I would just want to say text for text in this stuff. So text dot get, and this would be the HTML, but okay, yeah, but we don't have this. How can we extract? Oh my god. Okay, so no, just maybe I go this way, but before that, so I just want to make a couple more tests. So let's get the initial element, okay, and so this is complete nonsense what I've just typed, right? Yeah. Okay, but feature selector get. I just want to have a look. Copy. Feature selector get. So, is there H3 actually available? Okay, it's not available, unfortunately. So only this keys, right? If I get the previous sublin, yeah, these sites are getting so weird from time to time. Okay, guys, seems like another crazy idea is on the cards. So, oh my goodness, how am I supposed to do this? So, feature selector, keys, vels. So, just to provide this, so my task now is to limit this feature selector to the particular element, right? So now it will give me an error, right? It doesn't. You're kidding me, man. Oh, because yeah, this is just getting accepted. That's it. Okay, it doesn't matter. So if it is like so, it prints just this kind of stuff. Okay, so yeah, let me just let me get back to the original feature extraction implementation here, right? And I would just try to command out the feature selector. Yeah. Now I've got nothing. Perfect. So here I need response.css and this kind of selector. Okay, copy and paste. So as far as I get this sort of a selector, so I can loop over all of these guys. So for header in this stuff, so we can say if header dot get would be equal to, and now let's consider our inspect. Hold on a sec. Features. Oh, it's not like, yeah, this one. Copy. Well, probably I could have actually leave the initial features as is, because they should be always available, right? So, okay, not over in here, not over in here. So Okay, so let's go for start this with the building fabric. So copy, paste, and building fabric, and now would it be printed literally the same because the selector is similar. Okay, here we can try to, well, I just want to command this out for a while to make sure. Yeah, perfect. So, and here for header and response.css, and oh my god, what have I done? Inspect construction, right? Okay. So this sort of a header, and if header.get equals to construction print found, and this should be found only once. Didn't find this. You're kidding me, man. Okay, so this is the number of elements here. So what did I do wrong? Header dot get, yeah, that's because, so if I use text over in here, or if I say so, I just want to keep the header, so header would be the selector, right? Dot CSS text. Okay, found once, perfect. And if we just try to print our header, the bare header, it shouldn't be a selector, right? Okay. And how can I somehow print the next sublin here? Or I can get the index, right? Yeah, I can get the index. So let's say for index in range from 0 to the length of this stuff over in here. And I can use this part, so okay, headers, so headers would be this, so okay, extract headers, and by the way, we can extract the headers kind of only once. So we don't need to do this every time, right? Okay, and if headers indexed by the index equal to construction, let's return the index. Okay. For the len of headers, So this is the index number 1. Okay. And let's check this out. So sort of surface area. So inspect this guy. Copy. So this should be index of 2. Okay, perfect. So okay, so if this would be construction, so we need construction index. Construction index would be 0, and yeah, let's make it none actually. And in this case, construction index would be equal to index, and then feature selector indexed by the construction index, right? I guess this should work. Okay. Okay, now we got our construction, our building fabric, and let's try the surface area. Copy. So if I put the surface area over here, we got a surface area. Perfect. Just brilliancy. Okay, so it's hard to believe, but it seems like we did manage to write this code. So now we need to make this for every section. Well, it's not probably the best ever idea to, well, but actually I just don't want to duplicate this code, because we could have actually do this within a loop, but this would be too complicated. So yeah, I would rather just try to grab this code and so that here so okay, here it would be the construction and building fabric, okay, and the key features, right? Here the next surface area, so this is known as the floor area, so floor area, extraction, building fabric, extraction, key features, extraction. Okay, so floor area would be the surface area here and here, like floor area, and okay, also I need to add building fabric and floor area and okay, and let's try to print the entire data set. Okay, we got our floor area, built-in fabric, key features being extracted. Perfect. So if we face some other stuff here, we could have also added them later on. Say would be some additional layout, so some additional feature within properties for render or something. So we could have reuse it basically, which is really nice. So now what I want to say that I would actually like to, so layout, energy, surroundings, so literally the same. Okay, layout, energy and surroundings, right? So I just need to add this, guys. So layout and energy. So that was called energy certificate at some point, I guess. Is this okay? So let's just keep it as a bare energy, I guess. So or okay, I had this label, this like energy certificate stuff somewhere in one of my previous scrapers, and the very last one is surroundings. Okay, so now we need to provide the same stuff for these guys over in here. So copy, paste. So this would be a layout, extraction. Well, maybe not the best ever option from the code appearance perspective, because it's really kind of bad when you have these duplications, but I don't really want to get it complicated, because here it's more kind of explicit way of doing things. So because my client doesn't really care about how the code looks like, well, it just needs the data to be scraped, so that's the reason why I keep this. And here actually I just forgot to provide one little stuff, so we need to find corresponding let's say the stable index, so, or maybe just init, and I just want to copy this everywhere along the way. Okay, paste. Okay, we don't need this at the very first element, obviously. Okay, so layout, extraction, so surface area. So here we got the layout and layout over in here. So let's have a look. So we got our layout, perfect. Now let's do the same for energy certificate. So energy certificate, and here we need to see the energy, right? And energy certificate. Okay, got our energy certificate, even though, oh, sorry guys, even though it's not available, doesn't matter. And the very last is the surroundings. So this is kind of it. So let's have a look at our surroundings. So here, okay, sound sender, but is that the only one? Yeah, it's the only one. Perfect. So, well, I guess we're done, guys. We're done with the scraper, believe it or not. So now it's time to test it. So, well, before that, I just want to provide a file output writing logic here. So just to say, like, so writing data to JSON-L file. So we're opening the file name that's been forwarded all along the way from over in here. So I need basically to uncomment this stuff, and I don't want to print anything anymore. So the data set with the indentation equals to 2 spaces followed by the new line there. So we would be writing this to output files there. Okay. Also, we will need to provide the ID. So the postcode would be just the postcode, this one, URL, response URL, and the ID. So I just need to see the structure of this kind of so all these guys called like object, I guess. Yeah, so let me just grab this link and invoke the Python interactive shell and URL. Just store the URL and split it. Just find the code to split it properly. So URL.split by object followed by this stuff, and this would be the element number 1, and then this to be split by dash and the verb first element. Okay, so this is our code to extract the ID for every particular property listing saved, but not the URL, but obviously response.url like this. Okay guys, now I hold my breath, and actually I don't need this line anymore, so for a while I will just command this. Later on I will get rid of that completely. So let's try to run, oh my god, no thanks. Let's try to run our scraper. So I'm supposed to store the only listing at the moment, but something has gone wrong, I guess. Okay, response.url selector object has no attribute URL. Oh, okay, that's because I forgot to get rid of this stuff here. I don't need this anymore because we're not looking for this within the local file. And run this again. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of the moment of truth to come now. Okay, so yeah, proxies are really slow for some reason. I don't know why, but okay. Okay, we did crawl something, I guess. Okay, finally our data set is available. So we got the ID, URL, postal code. Okay, so now we need to forward the title, the price, the agent name. Okay, so we got all this stuff. So key features, building fabric, floor area. You know, like probably is this gonna be populated one day? Surface areas, yeah, this might be. So let's actually call this surface areas because yeah, it might contain different items within there. Well, okay, I'm pretty pleased with this at the moment. So okay, let me have a look one more time. So key features, all the stuff, yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, so floor area, let's call this surface areas basically, and copy and layout energy. I need all the areas available, floor area, surface area. So next, beast. Okay, so this is nice, and now we need to forward this guy. So okay, we'll open this again. So title, price, agent name, agent link. So just not to forget this guy's here within parse list, and let's extract some more data. So title would be equal to response meta.get title. We didn't yet provide this, but I'm just enumerating them not to forget those guys. Okay, so what else? Price, agent name, agent link. Okay, don't need this, right? So price and agent name and agent link. Okay, now we need to add this guy. So yeah, we'll need to uncomment the pagination one day. So also I need to provide these guys here. So title, and I provide the selector just right at the moment, and price and agent name and agent link. Okay, and now let's go over in here. So let me inspect this element that regards the price. So span search result price, is this the same? Inspect, yeah, span search result class within every card, right? So we can copy this. So we're within the card, so I guess this should be like card.css and span class, right? Class equals to price, and extract the text from here. Okay, and yeah, and also we need to get one. Okay, now the same with the title. Inspect H4. Industrial unit. This is what I need. So okay, we'll try to extract the data recursively. So title would be equal to card.css and H4 class this stuff, and yeah, let me just modify the layout slightly a bit. So here I want to extract all the text recursively. Oh my god, the rain has started. And here I need to get all. And as far as now, this is gonna be, well, maybe some list comprehension, or, well, actually I would like to join this with, so yeah, this is about to be format it a bit more, so just do this later on. So for now I just want to have a look at this link. Okay, this span. Oh, so we don't have an agent link, or do we? No, there should be one. Oh, so the link. Okay, so the span. Okay, so the agent name would be this one, I guess. So card.css and span class equals to this stuff, and text get one. Okay, and here card.css and a tag and search result, this one, attribute of hrefs and get one. Okay guys, at least now we can see what we're supposed to get in return in our data set. So don't need this one anymore, basically. Okay, we got another data set, so let's have a look. Oh my god, we didn't. Oh man, I just forgot to add this as well. Okay, I just forgot to add them to the final data set. So let me see. So the title would be equal to title. The price would be equal to price. Here agent name, and here agent link, and save and run again. Okay, so the agent name should be formatted, I guess, because there has to be some sort of a trailing spaces and in unknitted new line characters. Yeah, just like I said. Office, so same with the title basically, and also the title. Why the title is a list, I'm wondering. Okay, well, agent name is pretty fine, believe it or not. Agent link is also kind of fine, right? So this is pretty nice. Well, we could have actually append this base URL to agent link, because it's not about to be crawled, but rather just for historical purposes or something. I don't know, just here within the agent link I need to say this like, and does it have a slash? Yeah, it does, so we don't need this slash. Save. Okay, I'm really wondering why. So the agent name is just fine, which is strange, but well, the title is not. So let's have a look. Would it get all? Oh, it's because I try to get all the tags recursively. So let's try to extract. So remove all. So return carriage new line, return new line, return new line, return new line. Yeah, so here title, right? So let's try to work with this right over in here. So we can say title dot replace carriage return followed by the new line, with nothing, and also strip, and I don't want this to be a list, so let's join it by, or no, it's joined by, it is joined by, so yeah, let's join by actually empty string. Okay. Okay. So, okay, let me run this one more time to see if it's kind of different. List objects is no attribute replace. Sorry. This like. Well, actually, we can make this a single line. Yeah, first we need to convert title, which is the list, to a string, and then performing all this replace and strip operations. Okay. Okay, title office building perfect, price and request perfect, agent name okay, agent link fantastic, full description, all the stuff. Okay, perfect. So well, unfortunately this is not yet it, so I also need to try to extract the geo coordinates and the image URLs, but maybe I will just drop this for this video at least, because okay, let me just, if I can do this quickly, latitude, if I can do this quickly, then okay, then I'll do it. If not, so only 4 elements, name, lat, name, longitude, so all within the script text. So okay, are they different? 5, 2, 4. Okay, so I guess we can take the latitude and longitude from this script, type application JSON. So they all are the same, I guess, right? So we can take whatever. Okay, so let's implement the coordinates extraction logic here as well. So here I create the coordinates and the latitude and the longitude. Okay. So before writing anything to file, I would like to extract coordinates. So JSON data, would it be equal to response.css and the script with type application JSON, and we want to extract the text, and I really hope we can say JSON.loads like this. Also, obviously we need to try accept this. Okay, and if it works, well, let's actually print our JSON data. So if it works, so if it is extracted, actually, okay, so stop this. I just need to get. Okay, so it has to extract that data set from the script tag. I really hope so. Oh, so it doesn't. Okay, so in this case, yeah, probably there is much more of this, like, guys. So in this case, let's do the following way. So just okay, so before converting this to JSON, I'll use the list comprehension as well and say like text for text in if latitude in text dot get, right? So and then we need to say, so find script tag containing coordinates, and we need coordinates data set, not init but parse. And here we say JSON data equals JSON.loads and JSON data like this. Okay, I hope now we will get the proper data set actually. Not sure, let's see. So it did, I guess it was an exception here. Okay, so probably some so we'll see what is wrong there. Oh, this is just a typo. Okay, I will need to get rid of this error displaying later on, this kind of stuff. The JSON object might be strained by its not a list. This is interesting. Let's print the raw JSON data. Oh, I don't need to print this raw. I just need to say join to convert this to string, obviously. Yeah, so now this should work actually. I got extra data, so yeah, let's actually print JSON data. So maybe that's not exactly the script I saw within the source code. Maybe there is some additional JavaScript code available. Whoa. Oh, so he did extract all the stuff there. So in this case, let's consider the very first one. Okay. Yeah, he did extract all the three scripts containing that. Okay, now we finally got our JSON. Brilliancy. So is this just the very first level? Okay, latent LNG. Okay, so don't need this anymore. And print JSON data. Don't need this anymore, and don't need this as well. So as far as we got our JSON data, so we need to store coordinates. So features, coordinates, coordinates would be equal to, so latitude would be equal to JSON data, and now it's a dictionary, so we can reference the latitude object, latitude key there, and LNG key here. So okay, so I need to get rid of this nested data sets, so let me just, is this done? Okay, let me have a look at the very last one. Okay, perfect. Now we got our coordinates being extracted, so this is just really nice. So now let me just try to get rid of this files. I don't need them. And one more thing to consider. So also I need what is known as floor plan if available, but I can't see any floor plans over in here. Okay, so floor plans. So is this? Okay, so does this image have, well, so it's some sort of a complicated logic. Okay, so I'll drop this for a while. And also, so do we have the initial, the only image here, or maybe some many images? Okay, so here are the guys. So this kind of seems to be all the available. Yeah, perfect. So we need all this. So image, I guess, source set, object media photo. So yeah, let's try to, no, it's not available over in here, so instead I just need to say like, so this div contains a single, okay, object media photo, yeah, I guess this one, and just try to pick up the image from there. So I also need to try to provide a list of image URLs available within the data set. So so let's consider them right over in here. So image URLs and response.css, and is it a div, right? Okay, div, and the class equals to this stuff, and then I want to find recursively the image, right? Yeah, the image and the attribute of source set. I don't need this quotes, and I want to get all. Okay, so let's see. So just make sure that I'm not printing anything here, right? Just want to make sure I'm not printing anything. Okay, we don't need this stuff, and this is the debugging information. Yeah, perfect. So forget a comma. Okay. After image URLs, where is it? Okay. So if it now works, I will basically uncomment the stuff to that limits the crawling through the pages and things like that. I will test that out and finish the video right over in here, and then after recording this video I would actually try to find the logic of extraction the floor plans, if that is actually available, maybe via some sort of an API call or something. So I'm not sure that is possible, but probably I won't be able to get those, but still. And regarding this tutorial, we're kinda almost done. So let's have a look at our image URLs. I really hope to see them available. My god, no image URLs. You're kidding me, man. Come on. Object media photo. Why not? Why is that not available? So this is the div, right? Source set. Did I spell the source set wrong? No, it's right. I'm not sure if I'm still banned, by the way, so I could have tried to okay, if we just have a look at this response and try to find, yeah, object media photo. Okay, so this is available. Why can't you grab this? I'm wondering. So object media, object media photo and followed by the space. Maybe that's the reason. So like this. Okay, I try this one more time. Yeah, perfect. Now I got the image URL, so let's pick up the one particular. I'm not sure what is this all about, so we need literally up to over in here. Oh, so it's just, or hold on a sec. Probably need to process those images slightly as well. Copy and paste. And if I just get rid of this stuff. Okay, perfect. So I'm just wondering, how can I? So is this the range or what is this? Oh, it's probably okay. So I try to split this by the comma and take the verb initial element, then split by the space and take the verb initial element as well. So let's use the list comprehension here as well. So image dot get and split by the comma. But hold on a second, in this case it won't give me, so yeah, ready to try accept this and take the verb first. Or, well, as far as I'm taking the verb first element, maybe it's not essential anywhere. Okay, and then split by empty space and take the verb initial one as well. For image in this list. Yeah, this should work without throwing any exceptions. Let's try again. What? String object is no attribute get. Yeah, that was a string, not a selector. Now it's a selector. It should work. Yeah, perfect. Okay, perfect. So now we get the set of the biggest images, so the biggest resolution in particular. Okay, perfect. So we got it now. Okay, guys. So as I've already been mentioning, I will also try to extract the floor plans if available. But before that, let me just try to uncommand this pagination handling. Let me look for all the available break statements. So after postcodes, so let me get rid of this break statement as well. Okay, save. So now it should have crawled through all the listings and through all the pages, but within the single postcode. And delete, save. So I just want to let him go now to see what we're supposed to get in return here. So crawling and making the data set. So it seems like no issues, no errors. Okay, so if it just goes to the page number 3, I just stop it. Oh, page number 5 already. Okay, so let's have a look at the data set. Yeah, it's quite pretty, a lot of data. Okay, coordinates, all this stuff. Yeah, so this seems to be pretty nice, and this is already the data set that I can actually send to my client, and probably this is the exact data set I will send to my client. I would probably, I may only need to change some selectors, but maybe even the selectors would have been the same, so not sure really. So this is kind of it. Also, I would need to make sure that I can try to make it run without the crawler API, so my client won't need to buy the subscription, but if it works only this way, he would have to basically. No choice there in particular. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I hope you've learned something out of watching this. So I wish you all the best. Until next time, and take care.